Welcome to Two Guys Garage. Yes, it's a perfectly fine brand new Lexus, drives nice, but it can be even better.
That's right. You see those wheels and tires? Gone. Brakes?
Gone.
Exhaust?
Gone.
Cool new parts? In, baby. We're gonna take the fun factor up some notches.
Get ready to be jealous. Lexus sent us one big stack of sexy parts. Look at those.
That's right. We called up Santa Claus. He delivered right underneath our Christmas tree.
Let's see what all we've got. Just like Christmas Day. Oh, engine cover.
Yeah, look at that. That's no pizza, baby. That is a monster two-piece rotor.
Oh, no, you didn't.
Clamping power,
Man.
clamping power. Check this out. The killer X-brace, tighten up that front suspension area, and some shiny stainless steel exhaust.
Oh, new shocks. Check those out.
Cool.
Those are
We
going to
got
be great.
A lot of great parts. Start throwing on our 2009 Lexus IS250. What's cool about this ride, rear-wheel drive, 6-speed transmission, 200 plus horsepower, So we got the makings for a killer ride with a lot of great parts.
And it's new. We can keep our hands clean, which is sweet.
That's right.
You want exhaust or you want suspension?
We're not gonna go basketball, are we?
No.
All right, I'm done with that game.
Fair.
Pick what you like. I got the other parts. Let's get going.
All right, let's get this factory wheel out of here. Get down to business. Now, first thing we want to do is lay out your goodies. Woo! Now in the rear, we've got our rotor, caliper, rear sway bar, and shocks. So I think that's going to be our first step back here. Lay it out, make sure you have everything. That way you finish it now, and not a month from now, and the parts you don't have, you can't install. First one, oh, look at that rotor. Now this is cast, but it's going to have a nice aluminum hat, which is going to save you a lot of weight over the cast iron original. It's drilled and vented. It's directional, so make sure that you look at your left and your right. And the front and the rear are different also, so make sure you get those correct. And put that down. Look at your caliper. Oh, look at the difference in the originals and these 4-piston. The fronts have 6-piston. Great thing about these, since they're from Lexus, all your lines are gonna work, ABS is gonna work properly. And I'm gonna go ahead and get these bolted in. How you coming up there, Byrd?
And I'm making a lot of progress. And I've got my caliper off. I've got it hanging here by a welding rod. You can use a coat hanger or something. You just want to make sure you take the pressure off this little rubber hose. You'll pull the insides apart. I've got my caliper bracket off. You can see my pads sitting here like this. And I've got everything but my last bolt on my hub and bearing assembly. And getting on my way to pulling this whole sort of coilover assembly out. Now, let me get this guy out real quick. All right. And this whole bearing and hub and dust shield will come off. And we're gonna end up throwing this dust shield away because the new caliper and rotor is so big, this won't fit. So we don't even need this guy. Now it's starting to get stripped down and naked, which is good, because ultimately we're trying to get this coilover assembly out. This is a really nice design. Got a lower and upper control arm and a real long reach upright. Real good geometry. And I've got a real coilover system here. I've got my lower bolt out. I've got most of the pressure relieved out of that spring by dropping it down. Got my sway bar removed. I've got my wheel sensor off. So really, I think I'm ready to go upstairs, loosen a few bolts, and then I'm going to come back down and drop my steering arm off, and I should be able to pull my control arm and get this coilover out of here. Now let's look up on the bench. Now, like we said, we're going to throw that dust shield away, and in place, we're going to put this little spacer plate. And it's going to slide right here between here and the upright. Now you can see the size of the original, that's the caliper bracket, the caliper mounts here. It's a single piston. Now what's better than 1 piston? 6 pistons! Yeah, that's right. Now this guy, a 6-piston opposed caliper. Bryan's is only 4, mine's bigger. I also got the bigger rotor up front, 14-inch diameter. This thing's going to have huge stopping power. I mean, you can see relative to this old guy here. Definitely want to get rid of him and move up to the big stuff. Now coming up, we've got that whole coilover assembly. So it's a sneak peek. Let me see if I can get that guy out of there.
Byrd was lucky. He could just pull his dust shield off. Mine, we have to go in and cut because if you get back into the rear end, it's a lot harder to pull this one off. Easier just to cut it. Pretty common on these brake kits. So I'm gonna finish this. You go take a break.
This tip is brought to you by AutoGeek.net. We are car care.
Back here with Mike Phillips from Auto Geek. Nothing makes that car stand out like getting those wheels clean to perfection.
Well, at AutoGeek.net, we carry a complete line of products to help you get your wheels and tires clean. So to start with, that's the Pinnacle Clear Coat Safe wheel cleaner. And this is a Montana boar's hair brush. You know, this is important because this is a clear-coated wheel, so you don't want to put any scratches in the wheel while you're cleaning it. So this is soft and gentle. Nope. Might take away from the look, man.
All right.
Now to get the tires clean, you want to use a utility brush.
Okay.
That'll give you a little more scrubbing action.
Got that.
Okay.
That'll work.
And then we got something that's really unique. It's called the lug nut
This is awesome. You ever seen one of those? Now, it's really hard to get inside of your lug nut area and get those barrels clean. That's really cool.
Yeah, we got two different styles. We got the foam style and the brush style. So
Try
pick the
that
one
one.
that fits your lug nuts.
Nice.
And of course, we got replacements. As you wear these out, you'll want to get some more. Now, these are really cool. These are the Daytona Speedmaster wheel brush, and these are flexible. They got a safety rubber tip so you won't scratch your wheels, but they allow you to really get into those intricate, hard to reach areas like the barrel, behind the spokes, and get them clean, get the brake dust out of there.
That's nice on the back of that wheel, especially gets to that well.
Now that we washed and dried the car, wheels, and tires, it's time to put some protection on the wheels. For this, we're going to use the Detailer's Pro Series wheel glaze. Now what Brian's going to do is he's actually going to take and apply some of that using a microfiber glove. And this just allows him to get into those intricate areas and really do a good job of coating the wheel. It's going to resist road grime and brake dust. It's going to make washing it a lot easier in the future.
That looks really nice.
The next thing we want to do is we want to take and make those tires, give them a deep, dark black shine. For that, we're going to use the Pinnacle Black Onyx Tire Gel. Now, this is water-based, and it's a no-sling formula. So when you drive off, it's not going to sling a bunch of dressing on the side of your car.
That looks great.
Okay, then when you're all done, here's a really cool thing. With your Auto Geek 5-gallon bucket, you can store all your gear in there. It's a self-contained wash system.
That is cool.
Like that. For more information on Pinnacle products, visit AutoGeek.net.
The spring compressor is making you look huge.
That's right, I'm getting my workout in. Now, the thing you guys want to remember is safety first. There's a lot of energy that could be in these springs, and you want to make sure you've got it all compressed before you start taking the thing apart. Now, you don't need a high-dollar machine like this. You know, you can rent or borrow one, usually from your parts store. But I tell you what, doing it the right way saves some eyes, limbs, you know, maybe even a life. So, got the old guy out, and I'm going to take a little rubber seat, transfer it over to the new Lexus FSport strut or coilover assembly. And I want to make sure I line my spring up here on the perch. There we go. I'm going to throw the nut at the top, and I can run that baby down. And once that's solid, I can release, you know, my spring. I've got a new coilover assembly ready to install.
See, we got our dust shield trimmed back. So much for keeping my hands clean. Sounded like a good idea. This is our new caliper bracket. I went ahead and left it loose because I just wanted to double check the fitment. Put our new shock in. And one of the things I hadn't seen before in a car inside the rear wheel well was sound deadening. Pretty cool. It's all lined in this stuff. Up underneath there are a couple of bolts that we got that shock out and 3 bolts out of the top in the trunk. And so now I'm going to show you the new rotor. Put that on there. Pretty snazzy. And the Lexus FSport. We got some cool whizzy little lug nuts there that'll keep it from falling on my toe. Oh, now the almighty caliper. So put that on. Should go pretty easy. You can find my bracket here. There we go. Okay. Looks like it fits nice. So now we just need to replace the line, put it on the new caliper, bleed it, ready to rock.
All right, we got the 4 corners going. We got brakes, we got all the suspension pieces on that end, but we got to control the body motion. So start pulling some of these panels down. I got about 50 screws so far, and I'm hoping not many left, and there we go. I think we got it. Oops. Got some exposure. You start to see a lot of these high-end cars with full body cladding under the bottom side. It's nice, it gets a little bit smoother, a little more aerodynamic, pick up some fuel economy, maybe even some top-end speed. This one's got some nice insulation, quiet down some of the engine noise. What we're really after, there it is, the sway bar. There's two. And I'm gonna try not to drop this on my head, but no promises. There's a bolt, and there we go. So we got new bushings because the bar diameter is bigger, and that's what's gonna make the whole thing stiffer. So I'll put this aside. I'm gonna take these brackets with it, but I'll just show you how this guy is gonna slide right back up in there. Oops. Like so. All right, let me bolt it in. Stay tuned, we're going under the hood of our Lexus IS250.
All right, that underbody brace went in pretty easy.
Yeah, I know, it looked like a strut tower brace we pulled out of the box, but that's a nice looking unit there.
Welcome back. Well, this Lexus is coming along. Brakes are done, struts are in, and now time for a little exhaust.
Okay, let's do a trade-off. And I think we got a lot of the grommets loose, a couple of fasteners here, and
let's see how you give me the heavy end.
oops, flip of that. Okay, one down, and last. Hopefully. All right. What do you think? Ready to wiggle?
Okay, I got
right.
that. Come forward.
Ooh, there we go.
See why they made the new one out of 3 pieces.
All right.
Man.
Cool. That's not a bad looking setup, but la 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 la. All right. Well, we can see already, you know, the good reasons to swap over. We've got larger tubing diameters, and just look at the transition here in the Y versus this T junction. So that'll be a good start.
This muffler is beautiful. Polished. Yeah. I mean, these welds are incredible.
You know, sometimes I feel good about my TIGging until I see something like that out of a machine.
Yeah. There's always somebody better, I guarantee you. Look at the double-walled tip. Man,
it's a nice looking unit. Nice. It's going to get a little more growl to it, a little more performance, you know, flow and sound. So, yeah, let's dig out some of these fasteners and put some new gaskets in it and start bolting this thing up and call her done.
Everything under the car is done. Got our rotors on here, time to put some wheels on. But while we're here, I want to show you a couple of cool little features. If you look inside, check out this little sensor. What it does is the control arm goes up and down, tells the computer what the ride height is on each wheel side. Another cool sensor, TPMS, tire pressure monitoring system. Before you get your wheels built, you have to put this in. Obviously, it gives you your tire pressure, tells you when you have a low one. Now, we're going to finish it off with a nice set of these FSport lug nuts. Oh, with the adapter, these are nice. And then we bring in the 19-inch, cap it off. Oh, graphite colored new wheel. Oh, baby. Forged aluminum. These are going to be lighter. They're going to fit our new brakes. And look how cool that looks through. 225, 35, 19-inch. Nice. Time to get into the engine, and we're almost done.
All right, now for some goodies under the hood. We got a few dress-up items, a few go-fast parts. We're gonna pull the old engine cover off. Let's see what we got inside there. Now this is a 2.5-liter V6 engine. Earlier generations used to run the old i6 Supra, but now we've got a really modern dual overhead cam V6. Now you can see up top here, you know, on our cylinder head banks, we've got our solenoid valves. Now these are controlling phasers, they're cam phasers. So we've got a cam phaser on each one of these cams controlling intake and exhaust valve opening and closings. So that's going to give us everything from fuel economy, performance, and the emissions part. Really, really modern high-tech engine. You can see our intake runners coming down here. They're splitting down to both banks. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a cold air intake kit on here, and we're going to dress this engine compartment up a little bit. You can't just leave it alone. It's going to be a real simple job, and just like the back, we did a catback exhaust. The whole intake kit is all emissions friendly, and it's going to enhance the sort of sound quality, because a lot of the engine sounds you think are coming from the back actually coming from the front, and they mix together and make that beautiful music. So let's start pulling some of these parts apart. We got a cold air intake here. It's got a nice Lexus FSport logo welded in. Cool, clean, simple tubing. We got a new reusable air filter here, so you can clean it, wash it. It'll last forever. We got a new lower unit. So let's start pulling these parts off, putting the new ones in. And voila! Check it out, a real simple, easy way to dress up your engine, get a little airflow, and enhance some of that sound quality coming out of the intake manifold. Now what's kind of neat is buried up underneath behind this is a DI pump, a direct injection fuel pump, and you've got injectors buried underneath the intake runners. Now over the years, we've had a lot of noises that we've quieted down. Piston slap, valve train rattles and ticks, which is nice, so we only get the sounds that we like to hear, some of that exhaust and intake note. Well, direct injection is difficult. It's instead of 55 to 85 psi for PFI, it's upwards to 1500 psi or even higher. And so it's a lot more difficult to deal with those higher pressures and higher forces. So you can get some ticking noises and stuff from injectors and pumps. Well, what's kind of neat is, we've got the intake noises coming out the front here, but if we throw on our new carbon fiber engine cover, now not only does it look really cool, on the bottom side we've got a lot of acoustic material to dampen some of those annoying noises that we don't want to hear, so that we can bring out the ones that we do. Now that's going to pop on just like that. And the last little dress up item, just for fun, a new fill cap from Toyota Racing Development, and that'll just thread on like that. Great way to clean things up, make it look nice. Be done. I can shut the hood, but we're out of time. We're going to take a break. All right, welcome back. Now next up, from our truck and SUV buddies at LMC Truck, everything you need, 1947 to 2010 Chevy GMC, Ford's 1948 to 08, and our mid-90s and up on the Dodges. You name it, they've got it, and we've got a featured product today.
Today we're going to show you the peep mirror. These are for old pickups, old passenger cars. Put them up on top of the door edge. You can kind of look back, make sure no one's coming. Hit the throttle.
That's right.
Neat little, you gotta have one of those.
That's right. If you don't want one of these, they've got every other style of mirror. They got every style of bumper, every style of grille. Anything you need for your truck, LMC's got you covered. Get your free catalog. Check out all the goodies. All right, next up, it's the technology of the future in your hand today. This is from Banks Power. It's their Banks IQ. I mean, it's essentially a smartphone that interacts with your vehicle by the OBD2 port, and it's an endless, amount of applications and modules that you can put on it to do everything you've ever wanted to do, and all these things you've never even thought about doing.
And we'll show you a couple just to start with the economy mode. So you got miles per hour moving, engine load, cost per trip, and if you go back, we can go over to performance, test, time, speed. You can see how your performance is doing. And these you can add all kinds of modules. You can add like the Banks tuner package, you can add the navigation package, you can add nitrous. So it's just endless what this thing will control.
Yeah, I mean, you can set up all your gauges, 50 different gauges, hundreds of different formats and colors, so you can monitor everything from what's my trans temperature while I'm towing, or what's my turbine inlet temperature, or any of that kind of stuff. It's all right there, interactive, or you can start doing things like programming. You can do, cal changes, diagnostics.
Sure.
Unbelievable machine.
It really is endless. It's a computer in your car.
Well, and speaking of, at the end of the day, because it's a computer, you can start playing movies, ebooks. I mean, you just grab it and go.
Yeah, it's got a battery in it, pop it out, put your headphones in, and you're out. Banks IQ, that's a fun toy.
Yeah.
For more information about anything you've seen on today's show, check out speed.com or visit TwoGuysGarage.com. Knocking and ticking. Is your engine trying to tell you something? As your vehicle ages and gains more miles, internal parts wear down, and oil alone cannot do enough to lubricate and protect. A combination of increased bearing and piston wear with low oil pressure can cause higher mileage engines to make noises that not only sound bad, but can damage moving parts inside your engine. To restore performance and add protection, get an engine additive like Byrd Engine Repair. Scientifically developed, you get two powerful formulas in one dual cavity bottle to increase oil pressure, reduce noise, and stop leaks. Use engine repair to top off oil when it's low, or add a bottle during your scheduled oil change. This tip is brought to you by Byrd, affordable solutions to expensive automotive repairs.
You know, Brian, I love how you get to drive it after we got all the fun factor put in.
Strategically planned.
That's right, man. He's smarter than he looks. Yeah, we had a blast today. We actually got to work on a clean car, which is fun. And we got all the Lexus, FSport, high-end stuff. We got the tires, the wheels, we got the big old brakes.
This was a nice car to start with, but just like we said in the intro, old wheels, gone. Old exhaust, gone. Fun factor to be determined here in a minute.
That's right. Take a spin. We got a nice shiny exhaust. We're gonna let everybody know that we're around. Ooh. You know what? It's got a nice, kind of sophisticated performance sound to it.
It does sound nice.
Okay.
And the cool thing is too, is we got it all from Lexus. Not gonna void our warranty. We're gonna get a brand new warranty that comes with all the parts. So you feel good. And feeling good, let's go. You ready?
If you don't want to go through all the labor like us, just go to your dealer and have them do it for you.
That's what I'm talking about.
Let me in, come on. All right,
Hope
let's
you guys
go.
enjoyed the show. We're out.
See ya.